Bipolar Disorder, a public service announcement by Kaylee Bynum. Bipolar disorder affects approximately 5.7 million adult Americans over the age of 18 every year.
Tell me what you know about bipolar disorder.
Bipolar disorder causes people to having their emotions jump from one extreme to the other, whether from happy to sad or angry or vice versa. It's very common as far as an issue that people have had to learn to try to deal with, and that's about all I really know about it.
The presence of mania or hypomania defines bipolar disorder. The characteristic feature of the bipolar disorders is the tendency for an individual to experience manic episodes alternating with major depressive episodes. The person emotionally moves from the peaks of elation to the depths of despair. The manic state causes almost a euphoric sense, and the individual will be full of energy. Mania is defined as a distinct period during which the predominant mood is either elevated, expansive, or irritable with several associated symptoms such as hyperactivity, pressured speech, racing thoughts, inflated self-esteem, decreased need for sleep, distractibility, and excessive involvement in potentially dangerous activity. Depression often makes the individual feel hopeless and worthless. They will feel loss of energy and the lack of interest in daily activities. A major depressive episode is at least 2 weeks of a depressed mood accompanied by a characteristic pattern of depressive symptoms. Women are 3 times more likely than men to experience rapid cycling, which occurs when 4 or more separate bipolar episodes are experienced within a 1-year period. Lithium is the most common drug used with the most success. Other medicines are also mixed to help with the other symptoms of bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder affects everyone, including celebrities. These celebrities are not only living with their disorder, but thriving despite of it. Demi Lovato, Mel Gibson, and Catherine Zeta-Jones. The stigma surrounding bipolar disorder is that all who are diagnosed are crazy, insane, or should be locked up in a mental institution.
What do you know about bipolar disorder?
Well, I'm not an expert, but I do have a little bit of knowledge in this area. Bipolar disorder is also known as a mood disorder. Mood disorders can be either a very depressed person, they could be manically depressed, as we call it, where they can go for several days in a depression and a sleep. They like to sleep more. But when they go into a manic phase, which is the bipolar part of the disorder, from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum, the manic phase, they may go for days without sleep. And when they do this, they'll go for days without sleep, and then they will start to have the side effects and the symptoms of losing a lot of sleep. They'll start seeing things. They have delusions, and they can have hallucinations. One of the number one reasons why that people with bipolar disorder is not well managed is because they are not good at taking their medications. They'll take their medications. They'll get to better. They start feeling better, and then the next thing you know, they quit taking their medicine. They come off of it. They don't think they need it anymore, and they turn to other things to medicate themselves. So you might have, but you can see a lot of people with bipolar with alcoholism or drug addiction. Sometimes they'll have a drug addiction because that will help them feel better with them not needing the medication. I know several people that are bipolar. I have lots of family members that are bipolar and have friends that are bipolar. if they stay on their medications, they can always, I can't tell a difference in them. They're the same person. But if they ever come off their meds and get too much the other way, then they could go back into a manic phase. So it's just always a never ending situation where they're always having to be very careful and keep up with their medications.
Bipolar disorder is not the disorder everyone believes it is. The stigma surrounding the disorder needs to be changed. We as social workers need to raise awareness by educating the public and being agents for change.